4.3, solving systems of linear equations by addition method. All right, so again, you can do it whichever method you prefer. I just showed you in 4.2 the substitution method, which is my favorite, but a lot of people also like the addition method. All right, so with the addition method, this is practice problem 1 in your textbook. It's already pretty much set up how we want it to, and it's just going to be like old-fashioned addition. So we have x minus y equals 2, and then x plus y equals 8. And we're just going to add these together. However, what is our goal? Our goal is we can't solve these because there's 2 variables in the equations. So the goal of this is to cancel out one of your variables. In order for one of your variables to cancel out, they have to be opposites of each other. Look how y's are opposites of one another. This is a negative 1y and this is a positive 1y. And they are complete opposites of one another. Therefore, when I add them, they are going to cancel out. That's the goal. All right, so the y's canceled because that was negative 1y and that was positive 1y. And if I add those, they cancel out. All right, so now we have 1x plus 1x, which gives me 2x equals, what's 2 plus 8? 10. So we just have 2x equals 10. Oh, we can solve that now because there's only one variable. So what would we do algebraically? Oh, the 2 and the x are multiplying, so we're going to divide by 2. Well, if I divide this side by 2, then I have to divide this side by 2. X equals, what's 10 divided by 2? 5. So our first point, our x is 5. Now we need to find our y. So now you just take x equals 5 and plug it into one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one. So I'm just going to do the x plus y equals 8. But we know what x is now. X is 5. So in place of x, I'm going to put a 5. 5 plus y equals 8. Well, I got to get the y by itself, so that's a positive 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 to both sides, and I get y equals 8 minus 5 is 3. So the point that these two linear equations meet is at 5, 3. So that one was easy because they automatically canceled out. So let's look at practice problem 2. Practice problem 2, they don't just automatically cancel out. So sometimes we're going to have to do other things. So we have x minus 2y equals 11 and 3x minus y equals 13. I just brought over the first equation. All right, so we need these guys to be something to be the opposite. So I'm going to focus on my x's. All right, remember I can do whatever I want to an equation as long as I do it to everything. So I need these x's to be opposites of one another. This is a 3x, so what does this one have to be in order for them to cancel? A negative 3, right? Negative 3x plus 3x would make that cancel. So if I need that to be a negative 3, then I'm going to take this whole equation, because I can't just change the x. I have to do it to everything or nothing. So you can't just do it to one thing. So I'm going to multiply everything by what I need. I need it to be a negative 3x, right? So I'm going to multiply the whole equation by negative 3. So I got to distribute that negative 3 in. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is going to give me a positive 6y. And don't forget this last one. I always forgot it when I took this class. So negative 3 times 11 is negative 33. So now I have that first equation. I've changed it just a little bit. So I'm going to bring down my second equation that I have. It's 3x minus, I'm going to put 1y because that's just 1y equals 13. And now I'm going to add them. Hopefully the x's cancel. That was the whole goal. Are they opposites of one another? Yes, so they cancel. So now I have 6y minus 1y, which is going to give me positive 5y equals, and then we're going to opposite, so this is going to be a negative. 33 is larger, and it's negative, and that's a 0. We got 20, negative 20. And now we have to solve algebraically. So I just added all these. All right, we got to divide by 5, get that y by itself. Y equals negative 4. Agree? So we know what our y is, but we still have to find our y is negative 4. So now we got to find our x. So you just choose whichever equation you want. I'm going to choose that first one because that x is already kind of by itself. And I could do this equation, or even this equation, the one that I changed. It doesn't matter which one I use. But I'm going to use x minus 2y equals 11. And in place of y, I'm going to plug in a negative 4. All right, and so we have x minus 2y, but instead of y, we have negative 4. So negative times negative is going to make that a positive 8 equals 11. And now we got to solve algebraically. All right, that's a positive 8, so I'm going to subtract 8 to get it on the other side. And then we have x equals 11 minus 8 is 3. So therefore, our point where these two meet is 3, negative 4.